This is our week 2 recap for Winnie. Hi, pretty girl. Ooh. Good job. So warming her up this week with charging that clicker. This week I do not have to do it as many times as I did last week. So I'm going to do 3 quick reps of that, and then we're going to get right into what's called the flying cookie game. Okay, Winnie, oh, you slipped. So the flying cookie game is a recall name game exercise. I'm gonna throw my release cookie in one direction, and as soon as she's done eating, that's when I wanna call her name. And as soon as she turns towards me, that's when I'm clicking and then feeding at my side. Okay, Winnie, good. Okay, well, that went far. Let's see if she's a good girl. Winnie! You turned and then you got stuck on something. Yeah, good job. Good girl. Ready? Okay. Winnie! Good job. So when you guys are playing this one at home, take advantage of the space that you have. Right now I really only have the general space of left or right. But when you're home, I would toss it this way, next time toss it that way. That way she really gets used to running back to you, turning back to you from different points of the room, or potentially different points of being outside. Good girl. Ready? Okay. Winnie, touch. Good job. So with our hand targets this week, we are fading needing food to get the hand target. So what I mean by that is I'm no longer holding the food in my hand and asking her to touch like that. I'm offering a flat palm. Okay. Winnie, touch. Then clicking, then getting the food and feeding her. I'm also really working on her distance of her coming from across the room to offer me that hand target. Okay. Practice with the other hand. Touch. Good girl. Yeah. Let's do one more with my left hand. Okay. That didn't go far at all. Touch. Good job. So again, really important to practice those hand targets using both hands. And same thing as the flying cookie game. I would make sure that we're asking for those hand targets from different points of the room. So toss your cookie that way, ask for a hand target over here, toss your cookie that way, and again, ask for your hand target. Okay? What a pretty girl. The next thing that I want to work on is going to be her sit. Okay. Winnie, sit. Good job. So this week with her sits, we are trying with just that verbal cue, which she did very well with. We're building our duration. So how long can she stay in this position before I release her? Okay. So the initial sit, we're clicking and feeding, coming in with those follow-up cookies. Final cookie is the reset cookie, the release cookie, to let her know, okay, you did it. You can get out of this position. Let me set you up with a few more. Okay. Winnie, sit. Good girl. You're such a happy girl. I will say, her tail does not stop moving. It is wagging the entire time, and she's always so happy. Okay. Good girl, baby. Yeah, just a very good girl. Our newest thing that we worked on this week is going to be our down. So going back to what we did with our sits, I'm going to go back to using food. So food is going to start at nose level and then slowly go down to the ground. Good job. And as soon as her butt hits the ground and her elbows are on the ground, that is what I want to click and feed. Down. Good girl. Yes, good job staying in that position. Oops, I got excited. So this week we're gonna work on just getting her into her down. Next week we'll really work on that duration. Down. Good job. And I mean, if she happens to stay in her down right now, I will, of course, reward that. Good girl. Okay. Very good girl. Yeah. Off. I know, I love you too. All right, so food nose level. Down. Good job. Yeah, you're showing off. You are. Good job. Okay. Off. No, I gotta break them up. They're big. Down. Just weighted her out for those elbows. Good girl. Yeah. Okay. That was really good, Winnie. Yeah. All right. Now the mat for this week, we are moving on to step 2. So step 2, I want my mat to stay stationary. And my goal is going to be that Winnie returns to the mat from different points of the room. So again, when you guys are at home, practice this in a space where you can toss those cookies in different directions. But for today, we're just going to be working with what we have. Let me break that into a smaller piece. Winnie, on your mat. Good. Also, criteria for this week is going to be that she at least gets into a sit when she gets to the mat. So versus last week, she just had to come and stand on the mat. This week, I want to see that she's sitting before I click and feed her. Love this even more. This is the end goal of this behavior, is that she's going to come over to her mat and lay down and stay in this nice position until we release her. Okay. Winnie, go to your mat. Good girl, baby. Good job. Okay. Go to your mat. Good job. I know, you're very cute. Of course, you get settled right when I'm about to release you. Here's another. Okay. Go, you're free. Good job. So to practice that coming to the mat from different points, I will just pick the mat up one more time. Watch out, baby. Go to your mat. Oh boy. Go to your mat. Good girl. Good job. Winnie, okay. Go to your mat. Oops. Good job. Okay. Good girl. All right. The next new thing that we worked on this week was working on loading in and out of our kennel. All right, baby. Are you excited? Are you excited? Yeah, you're always excited. You love life. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ready? So getting her in, I am going to toss a cookie in there initially. Kennel. It fell right out. Good job. So as soon as she has 4 paws in, that's what we're going to click and feed. Oops. Kennel. And then we want to come in with the follow-up cookies to build her duration of staying in there, which right now she's not doing. Ready? Kennel. So that just means I need to be faster. Good girl. Good job. Nice, good girl. Final cookie to release her. Okay. Good. So if she keeps making that oops accident of loading in the kennel, then coming out of the kennel on her own, that's where I have to come in quicker with my follow-up cookies. I know, love, I'm on your level. So I'm gonna have a handful of cookies ready in my left hand. Kennel. 4 feet in, good girl. Click and feed. Feed, pull my hand away, come in and feed. Good girl. Yes, good job. Okay. Go get it. Now you can leave. Good job. You missed them. They're over there. Ready? Go get your snacks. All right. Once our dogs can hold that duration of staying in the kennel without trying to leave, then we would play with closing the gate door, which we did through the week, so we'll see if we could do it now. Kennel. Good girl. Good. So shutting the door, click, come in with your follow-up cookie, come in with another follow-up cookie. And then when I'm ready to open the door, I want to have 2 cookies ready. 1 cookie for opening and her staying in there, and then 1 to release her. Okay. Really good job, Winnie. Yeah, good job. So once the door closes, we are going to click and feed for the door being shut itself. Then coming in with those follow-up cookies for her staying in the crate and staying calm. So we don't want to click or follow up any like whining or crying or pawing or potentially chewing at the bars. We want to make sure that we're capturing calm behavior when she's closed in the crate. Okay, baby girl, that was really good. That one's really good. Very good. Pick up. Sure, go back in there now. All right. The next thing I want to work on is going to be getting her into her gear. Hey, babe. Okay. So getting her into her harness. This week with the harness, we are going to be attached to a leash. So she will be dragging her leash for this. And the goal of that is just building her confidence, building her being comfortable having something attached and behind her. Sometimes puppies go home and they go on the leash for the first time and they're terrified. What is this thing attached to me, dragging behind me? And they don't want to walk on the leash. So this is a good way to practice that, build her confidence. Okay. Winnie. Good girl. Ready? Okay. Winnie. Good. So we'll practice things like the flying cookie game. Okay. That way. Good job. Winnie, touch. We'll ask for some hand targets. Good job. All right, get some food ready. We'll also go back to practicing her following a food lure. So I like to practice her walking on my side as if we were going to be doing like formal heel walking. Good job. Dropping cookies all over the place today. Here, baby. Good job. Okay. Good job, baby. Yeah. Good job, Winnie. And then when we're ready to get our harness off, I'm going to have some food ready. Up. I'm going to unclasp up here and then immediately put her down for her treat party. Right there. Good job. Yeah. All right, and then the final things that we worked on this week are going to be our handling exercises. Handling this week, we're doing everything that we did last week. This week, we're just building the duration. So how long can I hold that baby restraint? How long can I hold her tail up? And then we are going to introduce some new grooming tools. Hey, I got treats right here. So she's attached to food in one hand. My other hand is going to come in for the handling. Gentle hand under that tummy, holding for at least 3 seconds. Yes. Good. Reattaching immediately to another piece. Yes. Good girl. Reattach to another piece. I'm going to come hold this tail. Yes. Good job. Yes. Good. Okay. Give her a little break. Yeah, look at you coming right back. So with her ears this week, we are practicing still flipping that ear back. This week I'm adding a little bit of massage. So rubbing the outside of that ear. Yes, good girl. So that not only builds our duration, but the actual handling of the ear itself. So you may have to clean her ears at some point. The doctor will have to look in there with a cone. Yes, good girl. Okay. So it is very important that she's used to having these ears touched, flipped back, massaged, looked into, looking into her mouth. So she's attached to food. Good girl. Yes. This week with her mouth, I'm lifting that lip up and then going back a little further. Yes. Okay. Good girl. So last week we were really just lifting the lip to look at those canines, maybe her incisors. But this week I really want to get further back to start looking at those premolars. Very important for when she goes to the vet. They're going to want to make sure that her puppy teeth are there. They'll also want to make sure they start falling out at the appropriate times. But important for you guys as well, so you can start doing some dental care. If you wanted to do this with a toothbrush, you could start with one of those finger toothbrushes. She's attached to food, and the finger toothbrush comes in, rubs those gums, mark and feed her. Very good girl, baby. With our grooming tools, first thing I'm going to do is a brush. So this week with the brush, we're going to do the flat side, just to get her used to this piece of tool coming towards her. So food, she's attached to food. I'm swiping down her back. Good girl. I also want to make sure she's comfortable with this coming up towards her head and face. Good girl. And then also towards her chest. Good. Wow, good job. Okay. With the brush, make sure you do that along all parts of the body that will need to be brushed. So her back, her sides, her legs, her head, her chest, her tail. Make sure she's used to all the brush approaching from all angles. So the other piece of equipment we're doing is the nail trimmers. So she's focused on food. I'm going to start at my shoulders and glide down to the area I need to touch. Yes, good girl. Same thing for those back legs. If you want to lay down, that's fine. Yes. Good. This week the concept is, again, just having this piece of equipment approaching her and coming towards her. Yeah, let's rotate a little. Okay, fine. Yes. Good girl. Yes. Good. And something maybe to quickly talk about with nails and nail trimmings. We want to make sure that we're moving her legs in a way that's natural and comfortable for her. We don't want to pull the legs out. That is painful. So when I'm doing nails, I'm either coming up and keeping it in line with her hips, or I might rotate back. Yes, good girl. So this paw comes back instead of out. And then same thing with those front paws. Usually I'll have the dog face me, and then the paw comes straight towards me. Or if the dog is not facing me, I will flip the paw straight back versus, again, coming out. Okay, and that's it for Winnie's week 2 recap.